Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for joining me on this quite big update with regards to what's happening with driving lessons, the theory test and the driving test. So perhaps already aware that from the 4th of July we can start teaching you guys again to drive. So within the video we'll touch upon the driving lessons, but we'll also mention the theory test and also the driving test itself. Okie dokie, here we go. Okay, let's have a look at driving lessons first. So we had the announcement yesterday that from the 4th of July we are able to restart lessons, which is fantastic news. So already we've had quite a few texts, no doubt you've been contacting your instructor about restarting. So from the 4th of July we are able to restart lessons, which is fantastic news. Okay, the theory test. So from the 4th of July, theory test centres will be reopening with new social distancing measures in place. Now, what I'm led to believe, in the next few days, new guidance will be coming out that talks about what those measures will look like. So once that is released, perhaps I'll do another video on that new guidance. What I will also say at this point is, if you're sat there and you are particularly worried about your theory test, you've not done a lot of revision, or you perhaps a little bit confused as to how the hazard perception test works, I do have some free limited spaces with the app that I use with my students. Now that app is Theory Test Pro. So again, if you would like free access to that app and some support with your theory test, comment below and I will get back to you with more information about that. Okay, and finally the driving test itself. So from the 22nd of July, driving test centres will reopen, which gives us time as instructors to get you guys ready for your driving test, and that relates to those who have a test already in the system. Now, if that is you and you've got a test booked, no doubt you will have received an email already just saying that at the moment your driving test is currently on hold and that you will get a new test date in the not too distant future. For those of you who haven't yet been able to book a driving test, or you're not quite at that standard, what's happening at the moment is that DVSA are making priority to those, again, those key workers and those students who have got a test booked. So in the not too distant future, if you've not got a test booked, you'll be able to do that. Now what's happening at the moment is there's, again, new guidance will be released to us in terms of how the driving test will be administered. So in terms of what happens perhaps when we arrive might be a little bit different. So as yet that isn't available, but again, once that is, I will perhaps put another video together so you're just kind of aware what will happen on the day of your test with the new guidelines. Clearly it's things like if you have had a test and you develop symptoms of COVID-19, it's important that you follow the NHS test and trace service. So again, it's stuff like that. So once that guidance is out, I will make another video just to make you aware of that. Okay, that is the latest news update with regards to lessons and the theory test and the driving test. Clearly new updates and guidance will be coming out shortly as to what to expect when you arrive for your theory test and what to expect to arrive for your driving test. What I do want to quickly mention at this point is, if you're sat there and you're excited about the prospect of driving and looking forward to getting back in the car again, but you are anxious at that prospect, and again, I've had a few conversations recently with some of my students who are excited about the prospect, but at the same time they are conscious that they've not been at this side of the car in a good few weeks. If that's you and you think I could do with a little bit more support, clearly your driving instructor perhaps is that first port of call and that first conversation. But if you think you could benefit from additional support, again, I do have access to a free online course called Driving Test Nerves. Now, even though it's titled Driving Test Nerves. It is a generic online modular based course that will support you if you are particularly anxious about driving itself. So it's not only just based around the driving test. So the course covers things like how your mind works and things like tips and strategies to help you to overcome perhaps some of those anxieties. Now, I've only got a few limited free spaces, so again, if there's something that you feel you would benefit from, please message me below and I'll get back to you with more information. In the meantime, thanks for watching again. What would be always very appreciative is if you can subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for notifications of future video releases. Again, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you soon.